We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us and happy Cinco de Mayo. Topping our news today at noon, Congress is heading home for an 11-day recess following the House passing a plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Now the issue heads to the Senate, where Republicans are already preparing to write their own bill. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with the uphill battle Republicans are still facing.
A long-awaited legislative victory for House Republicans and President Trump.
How am I doing? Am I doing okay? I'm president. Hey, I'm president.
Not long after declaring Obamacare dead during the victory lap in the White House Rose Garden, President Trump with this surprising statement praising Australia's publicly funded universal health care system.
We have a failing health care. I shouldn't say this to our great gentleman and my friend from Australia, because you have better health care than we do.
The bill is passed and without objection.
The Republican bill that just squeaked by the 216-vote threshold in the House allows states to opt out so insurance companies can charge more for some people with pre-existing conditions. It would give states $8 billion over 5 years to help cover those people, but hundreds of patients and health groups and at least one insurance company say that's just a drop in the bucket. By one estimate, 27% of Americans have a pre-existing condition, and in some states that number is even higher. More than 32% of people living in 5 states in the South, all states that voted for President Trump. Democrats taunting Republicans that their yay votes could cost them in the 2018 midterms.
The amazing thing is that Donald Trump and the GOP have managed to do something President Obama couldn't do, which was make Obamacare popular.
Senate Republicans face some sticking points in writing their own bill. The Medicaid rollback, tax credits, and stripping funding from Planned Parenthood are all issues Republicans have said are areas for concerns, and changes could scare off some House GOP moderates or hardliners. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Dozens of healthcare professionals are meeting at the Sarasota Yacht Club here right now to discuss primary care in the Sunshine State. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter joins us live with more on a bill being proposed in the state legislature. Jacqueline? Apparently she can't hear us, but doctors across Florida are meeting here to look at new ways of making it easier to have direct primary care in the state of Florida. That would make the agreement solely between doctor and patient, leaving the middleman insurance out. This would dramatically drop costs to insurance companies, but would still allow catastrophic care for any life-threatening incidents. Dr. Lee Gross, a huge advocate of the bill, says it allows the working class to afford reasonable health care.
Right now, what people are really complaining about is that the access to care is just unaffordable. They have health plans now that are very high deductibles, and they're trying to find out prices for services, and there are really no prices put on anything. And what they're finding is they're skipping their doctor because they can't afford it.
Bill has already passed in the House. It's up for a third reading in the Senate today, and this is the last regular day of the legislative session. If it passes, it would go on into effect July 1st. Now let's get a check on our weather. Wendy is in for John this afternoon, and it's just getting better and better today,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. We got the rain. We got the rain really in good doses over the central part of the state.
Not
Closer
here.
to the beach, not so much. But we did get rain, which
I
is
was
great.
disappointed, though. I was looking for more.
There was a big buildup. There was a big buildup.
Yeah.
We had the cold front coming on through, and what we're starting to see now is that frontal system is much closer to the southeastern part of the state than our area. It's already come through us, and so we're left with mostly cloudy skies right now. The winds are still quite strong, and that's going to continue for a while. Temperatures in the low 70s at the beaches. As soon as you get away from the beach, you're starting to see those temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. And currently we're looking at a 78-degree reading, and the sun is out. Winds coming in out of the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. But look at that dew point. It is coming down. That means it's getting cooler, and it's starting to get very, very comfortable outside. Scott, we'll let you know how the rest of the weekend is shaping up in a minute.
All right, Wendy, thank you. A driver is seriously injured in an early morning crash in Venice. It happened on Bird Bay Drive around 7:45 this morning. Venice police blocking traffic on that road while they investigated the wreck. The driver was flown to a trauma center for treatment. Only one vehicle was involved. The fight against the opioid crisis is up against a roadblock in Tallahassee. A bill aimed at creating harsher penalties for synthetic drug traffickers was proposed, but the House then rejected it. Under the Senate bill, judges would be allowed to break from mandatory minimum sentences for certain fentanyl cases. But House members say not having minimum mandatory sentences defeats the purpose of the bill. It now heads back to the Senate to be reconsidered. Later today, we go undercover with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office as part of our series of special reports called Behind the Badge. The Special Investigations Unit handles everything from organized crime to human trafficking. But for the last 2 years, drugs have been priority number one. These detectives pose as regular citizens and try to catch dealers in the act.
You're the spies, if you will, of law enforcement. You're hiding in plain sight. People don't know what you, they're not supposed to know what you do. You know, you just kind of go about your day and do it a lot differently than the patrol guys.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 5, we'll also give you an exclusive look at a recent search warrant that led investigators to the arrest of a suspected drug dealer. The small change to the Stand Your Ground law is heading to Governor Scott for approval. A new bill passed by the Senate today makes it clear residents don't have to be attacked before using force against someone threatening them in their home. The bill removes the word attacked from the law and then adds language allowing people in a place they have a right to be in to use force. However, they must have reasonable belief that they or others are in danger of death or great bodily harm. If it's approved, the change would go into effect in July. A tax break for businesses with solar panels. Florida lawmakers passing a bill that will give a renewable energy tax break to commercial and industrial properties with solar installations. This now goes to Governor Scott's desk for approval. If it's signed into a law, businesses that install the solar panels would not have to pay additional property taxes from the increased value of adding those devices. And legislation to allow more patients the option to use medical marijuana is close to approval in Tallahassee. The Florida Senate approving House Bill 1397. Under it, patients who suffer chronic pain related to one of 10 qualifying conditions are allowed to receive either low THC cannabis or full-strength medical marijuana. It also allows for 17 more medical marijuana treatment centers by next July. The state's medical marijuana amendment passed last November. Rules must be in place by July and then implemented by October. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now. The look on the day of on Wall Street so far. And Jeff, this week not as exciting as last week when we saw some huge gains. What have we seen so far today?
Scott, that's right. The Dow's only up 0.05. NASDAQ is leading the way, just under 0.5% for the week, while the S&P just under 0.25% for the week. This so far, we've seen a lot of news. Companies have been coming out with good earnings, I should say. Oil's dropped under $45 a barrel. We haven't seen that in a while. Warren Buffett's annual meeting is this weekend, so we'll see what comes from that. You know, the healthcare's up for debate, so we'll see what happens with the stocks. But yesterday they did not move on that news. This morning I woke up, the futures were down, mixed. We'll see how they're currently trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average 20,924, down 0.14% in the negative. NASDAQ's negative as well, 6,073, down 2.5 points, 0.04%, while the S&P leading the way, barely positive, but trading at 2,390, up almost a full point, 0.04%, but still positive.
Last month, Jeff, the job numbers were not what people were hoping for, but we're seeing something different for April's job numbers, right?
Scott, they hit them out at the park. 211,000. That's much more than they were expecting at 180, and a lot more than last month at 79,000 in March. Unemployment dropped as well to 4.4%. That's the lowest in over 10 years. And remember, 2009, it was 10%, so great numbers. Again, typically 5% is considered full employment. Another big number is wage growth, and we saw 2.5% compared to last April 2016. That's great as well. This is the third jobs report under President Trump. 522,000 jobs so far. We know who will have to take the credit for that, but there are many factors going into a company's decision when they decide to hire. And all we really have to know is that companies are coming out with strong earnings and they're hiring, which is why the markets are up this year, Scott.
All good news there. All right. Jeff, thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Time now to check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who joins us live today from Los Laureles Supermarket in Bradenton on this Cinco de Mayo. Judy?
Happy Cinco de Mayo, and we're so happy to be here. You know, this is the sister restaurant and market to La Primavera, which is right down the street in the corner of 10th and 301 from our studio, so we're there often. It's fun to be out here on East Manatee Avenue and meeting the people that dine here almost daily. This is a great family that is dedicated to bringing real, authentic Mexican cuisine. You can shop for ingredients. They have a big butcher's area with all sorts of meats and marinated meats and chickens, so if you're having your own fiesta at home, you can stop by. But as you can see, there is so much, from chicharrones to moles to grilled cactus and guacamole, one of my favorites. It's hard to keep my hands over it. So stay with me throughout the hours. I bring you the best flavors from a great market and restaurant right here in Bradenton as we celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Well, we have had some crazy weather this morning. We had a lot of clouds, we had some rain, some places had it heavy, some places didn't get any at all, and some places had some rain, and they were happy with that. And right now, we're starting to see lots and lots of sunshine. You can see things are really clearing out very nicely. What you're not really getting a great sense of is the winds, because they are starting to pick up right now as well. And what we have is the cold front. It moved on through our area, and it continues to press on towards the southeast, taking all of that wet weather along with it. And behind this front, we're looking at dry conditions moving on in and cooler temperatures as well. So it's going to be a very wonderful next couple of days. We've got the clearing skies taking place for all of our viewing area. We've got the breezy winds with gusts So we're going to continue to see strong gusty winds out of the west-northwest and then shifting around towards the northwest, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour with that drier air moving on in and cooler temperatures. And when I talk about the drier air, I'm talking about those dew points and that humidity level coming down. And it's going to feel so good. So what we're looking at right now is that most of the rain has moved on out of the area. You can see just some lingering showers over the central part of the state, but now it's all across the southeastern part of the state, down through Miami, and all of that is being pushed offshore by the cold front. And there's nothing developing out here in the Gulf of Mexico that we need to be concerned with, so we may get a couple of clouds, that's about it. But we are looking at the rain finally having come to an end for our area. Now, we needed those rain showers, and we only had less than 1/4 of an inch of rain across the region, but at least we got something, and it felt awfully good. And you can see the temperatures right now behind this front in the 60s, low to mid to upper 60s across the panhandle. And then in advance of it, we're still looking at those temperatures right around 78 to 80 degrees. But remember, the last couple of days, we had already hit 80 degrees by this time of the day. And so now we're looking at much cooler readings at the shoreline. You can see Longboat Key at 72, Siesta Key at 73. And then as soon as you hit land, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, just about everywhere you go. Parrish a little bit cooler with 76 degrees, as is Wauchula and Arcadia. They were the last to see the heavier cloud cover. And this is true also in Sebring. But now that that front is clearing, we could see our temperature maybe go up another degree, but that's about it. It's not going to go much higher than this for the rest of the day. So 78 degrees right now, abundant amounts of sunshine. Look at the dew point, 54 degrees. And we're going to continue to see those dew points around the 40s and 50s for this weekend, which makes it very comfortable. Already the humidity down to 43% and those winds out of the west-northwest already strong at 18 miles per hour. And we're going to continue to see this throughout Saturday. We'll see those strong winds, especially at the coastline, and then things will begin to recede beginning on Sunday. We'll get back to more 5 to 7 mile per hour winds. If you're heading to the beach, just keep in mind a small craft advisory is in effect through Saturday morning. Winds out of the northwest at 20 knots, seas 5 to 7 feet, and it will be choppy out on the bay and inland waters. At the beach, 75 degrees, but the Gulf water temperature now warming up to about 79 degrees with this recent cold front. It may drop a little bit, but it's still very comfortable. And this is what it looks like over the next couple of days. This weekend looks smashing. Scott?
It does. Thank you so much, Wendy. Tiny fish could hold the key to curing cancer. A pediatric cancer center in Richmond, Virginia is now researching zebrafish. Now, this is just a small fish, no bigger than an inch long. There's a lot of aquariums around the area, but it also could offer answers to curing leukemia. The reason? The fish's genetic makeup is very close to a human's, about 90%. So the center's team has been able to manipulate the genes to mimic children with pediatric cancer. The goal here is to eventually be able to identify what genetic changes occur and then develop more therapies to treat this disease. It sounds promising. A Sarasota County organization is promoting a medication that can help prevent people from contracting HIV. The Community AIDS Network calls it a game changer in reducing the risk of getting HIV. The pill is taken once a day, and if it's used in conjunction with condom use, it will be 95% effective in protecting people against HIV. Coming up next, we're going to meet a friend that's scalier than most of our Pet of the Week animals. And then later, a look into the candidates of France's big presidential election and a look ahead at what changes may be in store for the UN and the United States, depending on who gets elected.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Florida Studio Theater presents Older Than Dirt, now playing in the Court Cabaret. Come celebrate the ups and downs of getting older. From joints popping to mirrors mocking, this show combines some of the funniest songs ever written for a witty and heartfelt 360-degree view of aging. Don't miss what critics are calling hilarious, incredibly creative, that has many laugh-out-loud moments. Older Than Dirt is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Time again to meet our pet of the week. They come from local animal shelters here on the Suncoast, and I think we have a first today. Wendy joins the founder of Dante's Den and host of Animal Outtakes, Marcia Panucci, with a pet we haven't seen before in this segment. Wendy?
And have you noticed that John Scalzi is not here? I wonder why. I wonder why. He must have known something I didn't when I first came in. But I have to tell you something. This is Princess.
This is Princess.
Oh,
Isn't she gorgeous?
Princess is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
She's a 4-year-old ball python. She was raised from her infancy by a human, so she is very, very used to being handled by humans. She loves to be.
I'm so glad. Yes, I really am.
Yeah, she loves to be cuddly, and of course, you know, as you just stroke her, she does feel this, and she's just kind of now saying, what's going on here?
She was very quiet until just moments ago.
Well, she knew that the camera was on her.
Well, you're going to fall off of me. You're not.
And you know, there is such a mystique, Wendy, about and possibly an allure about owning a snake, and you have to be very cognizant of what you're going to get yourself into by owning a snake. Obviously, there are no allergies connected with it, and you certainly don't have to take it for a walk. But you do have to have a beautiful cage for it. A very large glass cage would be great. You have to have UV light, because if they don't get a certain amount of vitamin D, then they don't get the nourishment that they need, and they don't absorb what they need, and then they don't do well, and they become very ill.
Will she get to be much larger?
No, she is a ball python, so she's somewhere between 4.5 and 5 feet. She will definitely stay this size, but also you have to remember food. How do we feed Princess?
Princess is not having me, that's for sure, no.
Well, Princess happens to like live food. So this is something that you have to think about when you're going to have a snake like this. You're going to have to provide that. But any of the shelters and pet stores that do handle snakes can advise you, certainly. We're very fortunate that we have bishops. They are the only ones that take reptiles out of all of our shelters. Yes, yeah. So this is why Princess came there. Her owner could no longer take care of her, worked too much, and just couldn't give Princess the amount of time. And there's a lot of care and attention that goes with this. Now, as you compare Princess to the pythons that are down in the Everglades, and by the way, kind of finding their way up here, there is really no comparison. The size gets much, much larger. They are much more predators than she is.
And
But
we have to let everybody know how they can get a hold of Princess because we're running out of time here. And we do have to also remind you is you don't want to let them out.
No, 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 they don't go for a walk.
Yeah,
So if you want to go to Bishop's and see Princess, you can dial 941-792-2863, fill out an application, and Princess will certainly be waiting. And they have assigned a special adoption price of $50 for Princess. It's a bargain.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She really is, and this has been fun. I have not had a problem with this at
And
all.
she's loving you.
Well, well, how nice. I'm not adopting you, Princess, I can tell you right now. But at any rate, we are going to be right back. We've got Chef Judy with us.
Ooh.
So we're going to go and talk with her, and we will be right back. She's going to join us live, I think.
Right now. Yeah, thank you both. Wendy's getting hugged by the snake. Yeah, they're very close already. All right, now let's get back now to Judy Gallagher, who is very relieved not to be in the studio because she's not a fan of snakes. Hi, Judy.
That's right. We have a deal about that. That's why I'm over here, but I'm really excited because we are celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and I couldn't think of anybody better to be with than Anita. Your family really knows how to bring in this celebration. Tell us a little bit about this location.
So we've been here nearing 8 years, and we're really, really family oriented. We really want to bring and welcome families, snowbirds, really anyone who has a love for food and flavor and authenticity, really.
Now you have both the meat market, and you can basically find anything you want and your delicious desserts. Talk a little bit about that. What some are some of the meats that people are looking for if they want to cook at home for Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're trying to lay back and just grab something quick, we definitely have everything you can really think of. If you want to make something of your own, we have every single ingredient really to make anything authentic Mexican food to celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
And the marinades that you have, like I noticed over in the meat cases, there were some steaks. Which are those?
Right, so we have very famous fajita, we have really chicken, pollo asado, we have everything and marinated Mexican style. So it's ready to go on the grill. So we're really excited about all that.
And lots of piñatas everywhere. Now I know we're going to talk about the specific food when we come back, and as you can see, there is a growing line. There have been a flurry of people already, and Dad said, come 2 o'clock, it's going to be really crazy.
Right. It's been crowded, very crowded.
It really has. So I can see it only takes a few minutes, right, to order, and you have plenty of things that you can just scoop. And
we're just a quick service, really type of restaurant, and if you want to sit down and enjoy, your meals, we could do that as well. So quick and easy and flavorful.
And let's give them the official name and address.
So this is Los Laureles Supermarket on 2424 Manatee Avenue East, Bradenton.
And your sister restaurant market is located?
In Sarasota, La Primavera Supermarket. Same authenticity, flavors, everything.
So you're going to get everything you need, and it's a weekend. So Cinco de Mayo can actually go to Cinco de Seis since we're celebrating the weekend. Right. And you can have all these great flavors, and you don't have to cook too much because you can just pick up things to put on the grill or buy. Now, when we come back, Anita, you're going to describe all these beautiful dishes, and I know Dad has a special treat for me coming out in just a few minutes. We'll be back with the flavors of Mexico in just a few minutes. Thank you, Anita.
2 years ago, my son was born. Now he's running, playing, and learning to speak. When I look at him, I can't help but to see how free he is. I want my son to have the same freedom when he grows up. Protect our freedom of speech, not just for us, but for the future generations.
Download ABC7's official Suncoast weather app onto all your devices so you can stay informed wherever you go. With our full-featured weather app, you get weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. The ABC7 official Suncoast weather app, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download yours today.
I'm Haley Wilkes. Is it the death of Obamacare? House Republicans are passing their replacement plan. Find out how it could impact Floridians.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. After the craziness of last year's presidential elections here in the United States, we may know what French voters are going through more than most. Molly Hunter reports from London with a preview of the drama unfolding over the fight for the French presidency.
It's down to the wire, the final hours of campaigning, and the world is watching. It's the election that could end Europe as we know it. Faites voter! Or pave the way to a more open future.
I am supporting Emmanuel Macron to lead you forward.
There's Emmanuel Macron getting an endorsement from former President Barack Obama this week.
He appeals to people's hopes and not their fears.
He's pro-EU, pro-trade. At 39, he's a young, fresh face. The Obama endorsement, an attempt by Macron to tap into the former president's strong support among the French. Vive la France! Pour la victoire, mes amis! And there's Marine Le Pen. She's populist, radical, admires President Trump, and anti-EU, anti-immigrant, and anti-Islam. And for some, the right-wing nationalists, is the only answer to the wave of terror sweeping Europe in the last 2 years. She's France's last hope, this student says, and here she is getting egged just yesterday, many people unconvinced.
D'une part, les progressistes.
Right now, Macron's got the upper hand, a double-digit lead in the polls. And here, always by his side, the self-proclaimed president of his fan club, his wife, Brigitte. 25 years, his senior, a love story for the books. His high school teacher, his parents separated them for years, and he finally married her 10 years ago.
And so many French presidents have, shall we say, colorful private lives. Macron's marriage is playing very well in the press. And campaigning ends Friday night. When polls open Sunday morning, France will decide not just its own destiny, but that of Europe, too. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
Closer to home, police are searching for a gunman who opened fire at a South Carolina automotive manufacturing plant. At least one person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. About 100 workers at the plant in Fountain Inn were evacuated. At least 2 schools are on lockdown, and bus drivers are being told to avoid that area. Authorities are still searching the plant now for that shooter. North Korea has accused the United States and South Korea of trying to assassinate leader Kim Jong-un with a biochemical substance. The North Korean state news agency said a hideous terrorist group inspired with the CIA and South Korea's intelligence service IS in an attempt to commit bomb terrorism targeting the supreme leadership during major events, including the recent military parade in North Korea. All right, let's get another check on our weather. We had a cold front blow through this morning, and we're left with some pretty nice weather.
Oh my goodness, nobody's complaining now.
Yeah.
Nobody's complaining. And everybody got a little bit of something today. You either had some clouds with no rain or you got some rain, and that was a good thing. But everyone now is starting to experience the wind and the sun. It's all starting to come on through. You can see that frontal system now well to the south and east of us right now. And we still have some cloud cover, so not everybody is getting completely sunny skies at this point. But we are looking at temperatures that are beginning to warm up into the upper 70s, and so we've got at the beaches a little bit cooler, 71 degrees on Longboat Key, 72 Siesta Key, and elsewhere we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 70s right now. And the sun is going to continue to shine. We have a temperature reading at the airport of 78 degrees, but look at the dew point and look at the humidity levels, because they are going to create the comfort that we are so much missing, that we haven't seen for quite some time. Those winds coming in out of the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour now.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit then, Wendy, with the weekend forecast. The major airline once again apologizing for a bad passenger experience. Delta is reacting to the backlash after a family of 4 was kicked off a plane and then threatened with jail time. ABC's Emily Rao has more on how Congress is now stepping in.
That's fine. Federal offense, and then you and your wife will be in jail and your kids will be
Okay. That threat at the center of the latest scuffle between an airline and a passenger. Delta employees forcing Brian Shear and his family off a flight bound for Los Angeles from Hawaii.
I bought that seat.
When the attendant suggested the little boy sit on his parents' lap for the duration of the flight, the Shears refused and were asked to deplane.
There's no more flights. Are we supposed to do, sleep in the airport? No.
The family then spending thousands of dollars for another flight and furious with the airline for how they were treated. Overnight, Delta issuing another apology, saying we are sorry for the unfortunate experience our customers had with Delta, and we've reached out to them to refund their travel and provide additional compensation. Delta's goal is to always work with customers.
The last thing a paying airline customer should expect is to be physically taken off an airline, and the purpose of today's hearing is to find out what went wrong and what are we going to do to be sure that doesn't happen in the future.
A string of onboard altercations in the last month prompting congressional hearings with airline executives on the hot seat. On Thursday, senators demanding continued policy changes self-imposed by the airlines or forced via federal mandate.
Some airlines are already making policy changes. United announced that it will no longer ask seated customers to give up their ticket, and Southwest says it will stop overbooking flights altogether. Emily Rao, ABC News, New York.
Do sites like Facebook, Google, and Twitter serve to aid and abet terrorism? Well, that's the claim being made by a lawsuit being filed against the high-tech firms. The suit is being pursued by family members of the 2015 terrorist attack in San Bernardino, California. 14 people were killed when a couple there went on a shooting spree. The lawsuit claims the companies provide platforms that allow the Islamic State group to spread propaganda, recruit followers, and raise money. A German city is experimenting with a traffic light that has only 2 colors. At this intersection, people see yellow and red, but no green. When it's not yellow or red, people are supposed to drive through the light. The city's government is trying to gauge people's reactions, but since not everyone knows the rules, confusion and chaos have ensued there, so it may not last long. Let's get back to Los Laurels restaurant and grocery store in Bradenton to see how lunch is coming along on this Cinco de Mayo. With culinary director Judy Gallagher, you picked a great spot on this holiday, Judy.
I sure did, Scott. And Anita, I want you to tell us what you prepared for us today on the table.
Of course. We really wanted to stick with the traditional, authentic stuff. So, of course, we cannot have Cinco de Mayo without tacos. And we have every single type of meat you can think of. Chicken, asada, pastor, carnitas, everything. We have enchiladas rojas, of course, with rice and beans. Cannot have that. And then guacamole, freshly made, to order every single day. Chips, we make them here. We have This is a sope. Many people are not familiar with the sope, but it's essentially a thick fried tortilla, kind of, and just top it off with whatever you like. So we have pico de gallo, we have salsas all over the place. We have this delicacy, very delicious cactus. This is a Mexican delicacy. You know, this you can be prepared in any single way, sauce, with cheese, egg, anything really.
And Dad grows the cactus.
Absolutely. This cactus is grown by us, from us, family oriented, like I said. So, and then this is a chile toreado, the cebollita, just to top it all off.
Sounds fabulous. Now over here, I noticed we have some mole.
Right. This is mole poblano with chicken, rice, and beans. This is a very, very delicious plate. Let me tell you why. It has chocolate. Okay, that's a very special ingredient. That's what makes it so delicious. We have tamales right there, and we have chicharrón con carne.
And I love the chicharrón. I mean, if you like crispy skin and pork and things like that, chicharrón is, in fact, I'm coming over to La Primavera tomorrow, right, to get some for my guests. Yeah. It is just an amazing spread. Tell us in a moment about some of the drinks that you carry.
Jarritos are, of course, a traditional Mexican soda. This right here, this is actually natural juice. We juice almost any fruit, any vegetable to whatever you like. So we do that every single day. You know, we just like to keep it natural. We like to keep it authentic. And of course, we cannot forget our shrimp cocktail. I know it's one of your favorites.
Okay, truth be known, I'm into the mango popsicles and a shrimp cocktail and guacamole.
We had to have that for you, Judy. We have horchata, we have, you know, everything.
And I have to take this up because what type of cheese is this?
This is
Come on in,
cheese.
Papa. Aged Mexican cheese, and look at the fajitas.
Of course, this is, I mean, if you want a little bit of everything, we got shrimp, we got chicken, we got bistec, everything you can think of. You can smell that. I mean, it smells delicious.
It smells wonderful. And I'm going to tuck into this as we get ready to bring you Mexican dessert in just a few minutes. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell HOSPICE very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell HOSPICE. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Well, we had the cold front move through, and you probably felt it or heard it or at least knew it was around sometime this morning. But it's now gone all the way through our area, and we're seeing the showers in advance of it. We did have a little bit of rain that came on through. At the coastline, it wasn't so much rain. In the interior parts of the state and across our viewing area, we saw a little bit more showers, about 0.25 of an inch of rain, a 1/4 of an inch. No more than that. And so that cold front now is pushing all of the wet weather away from us, and it will eventually move off the state. So we're going to be getting clearing skies throughout the day. That's already happening, but breezy conditions, and we are going to be seeing wind gusts of about 30 miles per hour. We won't see it, but we will feel it. And we've got the drier air and cooler temperatures moving on in as high pressure builds in behind this cold front. So it's going to turn into a superlative day, and this weekend is going to be absolutely outstanding. So we've got the showers and the thunderstorms that are still taking place across the southeast. The heaviest rains right around Miami, and they're now beginning to move off towards the Atlantic. And as you can see in its wake, we are not seeing any more showers developing, and we have nothing out here in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be coming onshore. So we're looking for a quiet day for the rest of the forecast period, and into tomorrow, conditions are going to be quite nice as well. So we don't have any worries as far as that goes. But temperatures are going to start to cool down. And what we're looking at are temperature readings in the 60s over the northern part of the state. And across our viewing area, we're seeing temperatures in the 70s, mid to upper 70s when you get away from the water. But at the water, Longboat Key and Siesta Key, very breezy here. And they're also looking at those winds helping to keep those temperatures down. And right here across our area, 78, 79 degrees in Bradenton. Well, Parrish is reporting 76 degrees, and we may see each of these temperatures climb by maybe 1 degree more, but that's going to be about it for the rest of the day. And then we're going to start to see the cooling effects of these winds that are coming on in. So 78 degrees right now with plenty of sunshine around, and take a look at the dew point and the humidity levels. These levels are going to continue to stay on the low side, which is going to help to make it feel very comfortable outside with those winds coming in out of the west-northwest at around 18 miles per hour now, and they'll gust up to about 30 miles per hour today. But then by Saturday afternoon, that's even going to taper off, and we're going to look for fairly calm winds by Sunday. But if you are heading out to the beach today, small craft advisories are in effect until Saturday morning, and the winds are coming in out of the northwest at 20 knots, seas 5 to 7 feet, and it is going to be choppy out on the bay and inland waters. The temperature at the beach will be probably around 75 degrees. You're certainly going to need sunblock because we've got plenty of sunshine out there, but the Gulf water temperature is warm now to about 79 degrees, and tonight it's going to be clear, breezy, and cooler with a temperature reading of 66 degrees. Over the next several days and into this weekend, oh, this is going to be a gorgeous weekend. Temperatures in the low 80s and nice and dry. Scott?
All right, Wendy, thank you. You've probably been daydreaming about what to do this weekend all week long, but if you haven't made any plans yet, ABC 7's Linda Carson has your weekend options all in the Suncoast scene.
Grab your bucket and your shovel. Saturday is the 45th annual sand sculpting contest on Siesta Key Beach.
It's a free event. It's open to children and adults, all ages, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
It's at the Yellow Lifeguard Stand.
There's 5 categories that the judges will be looking at: adult individual, adult team, youth 10 and under, and then youth 11 to 17. The final one is the overall People's Choice Award.
So if you want to compete, you've got to be here to register by 8:30. The competition starts at 9. You can continue building until 1 p.m. and at 1 o'clock, that's when the judging starts. So beachgoers, if you want to cast your ballot for the people's favorite, be here at 1 o'clock. And celebrate Cinco de Mayo on Friday with a special celebration here at Cafe in the Park in Payne Park. The live music starts at 7:30.
Party among the animals Saturday night at Big Cat Habitat's Jungle Jingle. Enjoy food and drink among the animals, then grab a seat for the concert.
Great music, helping great animals. I happen to have connections through my mom's friends with some amazing artists from the West Coast that are going to come out with a kind of a neat variety of different sounds, you know, flamenco guitar, a flutist, a pianist, and then a local amazing rock band.
Now here are the days I remember. Beatsville the Musical. This is a world premiere at the Oslo Theater. It opens this weekend and it runs through May 28th, and it was written by a 3-time Tony nominee.
That's Glenn Slater, of course.
Beatsville is set in Greenwich Village in 1959, the beatnik era, the era of turtlenecks and bongos and goatees and berets. Our hero, Walter, is the busboy at the Yellow Door Cafe. Surrounded by artists and poets and writers, he just wants to be as cool as they are, but he doesn't have a shred of cooling his body.
To impress a girl, he tries to make a statue, accidentally kills a cat, and makes it into the sculpture to hide his crime.
Beatniks think that this is the greatest piece of art they've ever seen. Suddenly he has all the acceptance and love that he ever wanted, but now everybody wants to know what his next statue is going to be, and Walter has to start finding bodies.
Cayman Alika is the girl for whom Walter commits these dire acts.
It is wild, it is funny, it is moving, and the score will knock you out of your seat.
Beatnik the Musical at the Oslo Rep. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. Don't forget, horse racing's Triple Crown begins tomorrow. The Kentucky Derby is held annually at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. 20 horses are entered in this year's race. Odds makers say Classic Empire is this year's favorite. He's going to take off in the 14th position Saturday. A sentimental favorite is Patch, who lost his left eye last year. They'll start farthest from the pole in the 20th position. When we come back here on your Suncoast News at noon, there are 2 new stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Don't go overboard. Entertainment news is coming up next.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Florida Studio Theater presents Older Than Dirt, now playing in the Court Cabaret. Come celebrate the ups and downs of getting older. From joints popping to mirrors mocking, this show combines some of the funniest songs ever written for a witty and heartfelt 360-degree view of aging. Don't miss what critics are calling hilarious, incredibly creative, that has many laugh-out-loud moments. Older Than Dirt is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Welcome back. It's a fiesta when there's dessert. Go ahead, Nita, tell us about dessert.
Of course. So we're definitely going to start off with the bionico. Not many people know about this, but this is traditional Mexican, like a fruit salad. And this is all healthy stuff, guys. So this right here is El Diablito, which literally translates to the little devil. And it is a little devil. This is for the spicy lovers right here. Candy, you cannot have Cinco de Mayo, of course, without candy to fill your piñatas up with. We move over to this side and we have pan dulce, made fresh every single day here in Los Laureles. And of course, another thing we make are these popsicles, every single flavor, bubblegum, lemon, strawberry, chocolate, every single thing.
And this beautiful cake. How fun that you have Cinco de Mayo cake.
Of course, Judy, we had to have a cake for Cinco de Mayo. You cannot celebrate without pastel de tres leches.
Oh, the tres leches. I might have to tuck into that. It's been a delicious experience, and happy Cinco de Mayo to you and to everybody out there, and enjoy from chicharrones and tacos to some beautiful desserts. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you very much. We're ready for Cinco de Mayo, aren't we? Longtime partners Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have been honored with neighboring stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The 66-year-old Russell said there's no one he'd rather be next to than Goldie Hawn. Russell and the 71-year-old Hawn have been together for more than 30 years now. Hawn said at the ceremony that she and Russell have never been celebrated in that way and jokingly asked Russell, did we just get married? The couple was joined by Hawn's daughter, Kate Hudson. That's pretty neat. They're right next to each other.
Kate Hudson would like to see them get married. Isn't that interesting? She was doing some when she was announcing the awards. She was saying that wouldn't be bad.
Hey, it's been working for them, whatever they're doing, right?
It does. It works, doesn't it?
Have a great afternoon. We invite you back at 5 o'clock.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.